currently 12:20 a.m. Wednesday in Australia. I was going to go to bed, but a smattering of Oblivion Remaster / remake pictures have dropped, and I'm scared that they may be gone by the morning due to Virtuous Studios is actively quelling these pictures leaking online, which makes me believe that this remaster is real. Let's just quickly go through these because I would kick myself if they were all gone in the morning and I didn't get to discuss. Now, if you can't hear, I'm pretty excited despite the fact Wario64 had posted this on X and said that Oblivion Remastered pics found on developer Virtuous's website. Now, the problem with that is they've been touting it as this remake and there's all these differences in combat, etc. But for now, let's just call it a remaster because all I can see is graphics. But my God, this poster that mirrors back to the original, obviously, with the Imperial armor, which the player dons in the promo art from 2006, standing out front of Kvatch, which is burning, and an Oblivion logo burning like an Oblivion gate. The armor, everything about this aesthetically is very on point. Even the Oblivion logo has been touched up just enough. It's not as shonky as the normal one, but I really like it. I like the armor, that it looks updated, the silver sword as well. Everything for me, this was the moment I went, oh my God, this is real. And I'm letting myself get hype. I was 50-50 that it wasn't real, it was a hoax, to now 90-10, it's real. And we'll discuss why, because there's more kind of concrete evidence. So, the pictures on the left are the original game, there's 2 of them, and 2 on the right to mirror. The 2006 picture top left shows us an Ayleid ruin, where we have a Spriggan out front, and obviously the ruin's decrepit. The Ayleids had been gone from Cyrodiil for some time, ejected, if you will, and they love their time god, Auriel, which is their version of Akatosh, which you see the winged eagle. You know, they love the birds, basically. Now, on the right, we can see a mirrored image of this. The differences are the Spriggan is stockier and much more detail. I like the aesthetic. It does have a twinge of ESO. I'm not holding that against it. Not too much, but it's very pretty. We can also see so much more detail in the ruins. The mountains peeking up over the back. So obviously the view distance is greater. Bringing it forward, the arches are all broken down. We've got some hanging flora as well. And speaking of flora, there are different types of trees. Oblivion had a problem where there was only a handful of trees. The developers did a phenomenal job of trying to hide that, but we see all of these flora differences. There's shrubs, different types of grasses, colors, which brings us down to the bottom images. The bottom left, we see when you get out of the Imperial prison, Vilverin, there's Lake Rumera, or it's the Nibbin. It's basically the mouth of the river, looking west to, I believe, the Vallis Mountains over the undulating hills. Now, and obviously Vilverin, the ruins and the dock to your right. If we look to the right, because this is like one of the most iconic kind of pictures if you're standing on the dock. To the right, I'm hoping it's sunset because we're looking to the east. It sets over to the west, and that's where the shadows are kind of going more northwest because it's so brown. So that means the lighting, I guess, is much more potent than Oblivion because Cyrodiil, as we know it, was very green and lush, and only really when you got up north to the mountains, the Jural Mountains, and basically heading towards Skyrim was there snow. So the fact that perhaps some of Cyrodiil may be brown, seasonal, I'm not sure if the biomes have changed or this is lighting. Speaking of the undulating hills behind the ruins, we actually see a fort directly behind and all the way up. I don't know if you can see my mouse. The tippy top of the hill is an Ayleid ruin, which means the draw distance is phenomenal. I can't wait to stand on Dive Rock and look over Cyrodiil. Possibly. 90% sure it'll happen. And we'll talk about when. Now, obviously, the water looks a little bit less inviting, less blue. Everything's a little more restrained, but it could be just the time of day. And Vilverin, the ruin, looks more decrepit. More flora has taken over, like time has passed, which I actually like, but it makes me a little sad because one of the draw cards of Oblivion, for me personally, when I first played it, was the whole lush environment. A lot of people, after playing Morrowind, wanted more alien environments. I liked the fantasy lush. It wasn't too generic fantasy. It was just the sweet spot for me. Anyway, I digress. We're about to see something not so sweet spot. somebody leaked the supposed physical editions, which makes, well, the comments have been, if there's physical editions, deluxe editions, they're probably not going to shadow drop this thing because you have to pre-order, right? And the deluxe edition, this is very grainy. I couldn't get a better picture, but it actually has horse arm on the right, which is the cheekiest thing. It's so memeified. I think Blizzard can get away with it. Do you think it? I don't know. I like the artistry of obviously the hero, the symbol. It's kind of new age, the burning Oblivion symbol, but also just the more restrained Oblivion symbol as well that Post Malone has on top of his foot. You know, I know this because as soon as I went, oh my God, this dude has gone up in my books. He likes Oblivion, top tier. Now, let's get on to the leaks themselves. I better pull this back here. So what's happened, in a nutshell, is, if I can bring it up, all of these files represented here, Virtuous Studios basically had an not secure folder full of all these images that went on their website. Someone found them and they just downloaded them. Reddit got a hold of them. It's like blood in the water sharks. There's a frenzy. I'm a part of it. I'm loving it. But they pulled it down quick smart and we got 2 brilliant images thus far. I'm sure that a smattering is going to come out soon. I hope it's a whole plethora of them. But for now, if these are the only images we see, this is obviously Skingrad Bridge. We have what appears to be the player in some nice light armor doing a kneeling shot with a bow at a goblin. Goblins are a big problem down in Skingrad. As we all, I don't know why I'm saying this, like, you know about the goblins, but the goblin himself, when his attack stance, looking to jump with a mace, actually is frightening. Not frightening, but like enough aggression for me to actually be impressed by how the aesthetic, how it looks, even the mountains to the side. Now, there are things that I can't comment on, like the physics. If that goblin got hit with a nice bow, do they have havoc physics where he's going to jiggle and ragdoll and fall and all the good stuff that we know Oblivion for? Also brings up the question of what do the players look like? I haven't seen people because I need the aesthetic to be 80% Oblivion. I need it to not be potato, but to still harken back to Oblivion. Every single one of these pictures does look Oblivion enough that I can identify it. Sometimes there's mods where you see mods on the game and you go, doesn't feel like the same game anymore. They look prettier, but then they look like generic people, you know? I like the jank of Oblivion. So everything about this thus far looks really good. The second and last picture to go over is, I believe it's the Giral view in Bruma. Beautiful inn, it's empty as per usual, probably because not a lot of people milling about because they can't afford a good drink at the Giral view. It's too high up, not only in location, but compared to, what's the other inn's name? If I don't pull this out in the next 10 seconds, I'm not going to edit this. I'm going to feel like a fool. There's always rumors about Jorunda. I don't know why the words copious coin purse have hit me. Olav's Tap and Tack. Oh, that nearly destroyed me. It's not Olav's Tap and Tack, which is thumping till early, hours in the morning when Skjorta gets naked and runs around, which she is rumored to do so in Oblivion. I don't know how far they'll go. Now, all these rumors about the remaster / remake, I'm just going to call it a remaster, said that they're re-adding a lot of cut content. There was a lot of cut content. So will NPCs be behaving as they originally were intended? I'm not exactly sure. Whether this is real, it's too much for AI. Is it too much for 3D artists to cook up in the background to fool us? Yes, but to what end? There's legal documents saying that Bethesda had shotguns this name. So clearly something is happening. I believe it's real. I am very excited from what I have just seen in these pictures, and I hope that I've kind of speculated on them properly. It even has, if I can move this a little bit more over, it even has the nice little 2 cups kind of clanking on the side of the board. Where is that? You see that right there? Down the bottom right? That's so cool. Anyway, I'm not exactly sure where this is, where this is going to end up. People are saying June for the Xbox showcase. I'm not a showcase guy, but they believe that's when it's going to drop. And also that because of the physical copies, that it's not going to shadow drop. So do we have till June? Are things going to start ramping up? Digital copies, etc. I know Bethesda would love to drop that horse armor. Kudos to them for having the chutzpah to make that happen. I mean, after all the crap, I mean, that was the inception of microtransactions. For them to just say, hey, we're a meme, we're putting it into deluxe edition. Kind of respect that. I mean, they're not really hiding from it. There were rumors that the DLC, all DLC would be included. Now I pushed back and said, well, they could say, oh, we can only get, most of the game out, but we're going to hold back on, say, Shivering Isles, etc., just to make a bit of coin and give themselves a little more lead time to develop, because Oblivion is intricate as is. There's a lot of NPCs, there's a lot of moving parts, there's schedules, dialogue, all of this stuff. You remember how broken the game came out originally. I assume Virtuous Games needs a bit of time to work this into its rumored Unreal Engine 5, which again is not the native engine, so how it runs really the other things it concerns me. Will it be updated or upgraded versus the original also concerns me. Will it be worth whatever price tag that they put on it for the regular consumer? Will it look like Oblivion enough? Play like Oblivion? For the love of God, will they update dungeons and to the combat? If they don't, we have Sky Oblivion, which 100% I'm playing regardless of how good this is. I'm so excited for the end of the year. So as Oblivion fans, we win either way. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Because if you love The Elder Scrolls, I want to talk to you about it. It's as simple as that. And until next time, traveler.